Amici, proseguiamo.
Good day, senor, and well met.
Tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to see the great Dottore Simon Foreman.
Indeed, I did recognize you, senor. How may I assist you this day?
I am ill. I tell you my problems. First problem. I do make a chandar in the morning. Next problems. My belly does swell and my chest tis a most tender to the touch. And now, for the very most terrible of problems. I have the big fears. One moment I do weep, and the next I do curse and gnash my teeth. So, Dottore, you tell what ails me, huh? You wanna make a water into this cup? Un momento, I make the water.
Nay, not in my... prithee, hold. If you please, senor. As with our previous consultations, I shall be judging your illness by reading the stars.
So, you need not of my...
Nay, senor, I have no need of it. Whilst 'tis true that most physicians do spy and sniff their patients' urine, I find this method of piss-pot diagnosis most imprecise.
Molto meglio le stelle.
The practice is quite primitive.
Molto meglio le
It is my
stelle.
belief that if medicine is to advance in this modern age, we must all adopt a more scientifical method. I am quite sure history will bear me out on this question.
This scientific method. This reading my diagnosis in the stars?
Precisely so. Speaking thereof, perchance we may consult the stars now. What illness troubles Signor Riccardo Ferraro?
Vediamo un po'. Apodessia, credo. Ma è un uomo. Però si stava tenendo... Oh, scusa, vede cosa? Vaffanculo, io la butto
This
lì.
is exceeding strange. Your complaints of a tender
Io
change
la
of morning
butto lì.
bloody swelling,
Incacciare.
the positions of the planets, they suggest you are with child.
You would judge me, a man, as being with a child? God's blood! What kind of a dottore are you?
Well, indeed, it does seem strange. I may have gotten my calculations wrong.
Voglio solo... Io
Unless, of course,
volevo solo vedere cosa
stars is
succede.
naught but a cunning disguise. But I jest, senor. 'Twas not my intention to doubt your manliness.
You jest! A lady who would disguise herself as a man? So silly. I think you see too many plays by Mr. Shakespeare, huh? Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
Sai che secondo me ci ha azzeccato? Io temo di averci azzeccato. Allora, l'ultima volta lui... Ah, è vero, intossicazione alimentare. Comunque lei poteva andare peggio. Cioè, vedere così alta lei dopo la merda che mi ha tirato
Good day, Mr.
all'inizio.
Pray tell, did the matter with the cherries resolve itself in the end?
Those sugar crystals you gave me did work wondrous well. Verily, Dr. Foreman, methinks you should fashion this medicine into little round pills and sell them by the score. I warrant you would make your fortune.
Ah, yes. If only I could have my querents believe that mere sugar pills were the cure for all their ills, great and small, I would be a very rich man indeed, would I not? And what may I assist you with this day, Mr. Mugg?
I have the spotted fever. I must begin treatment now, or else I will...
Hold, sir. The spotted fever is exceeding rare. Why would you think you have such a disease?
Well, sir, not only am I covered all over in red spots, I have lately taken to chundering, such as are the very symptoms listed in the medical book I did read. I am already taking the treatment Mr. Cogan prescribes, but now I require...
You mean to say you have read Thomas Cogan's Haven of Health? Why, that is a most technical book, writ for doctors and medical students. How did you come to be reading it?
My friend George Sprottle did bind a printing of it in his shop. He kindly let me spy some pages afore 'twas sent up to Cambridge. Oh, but Dr. Foreman, I forget myself. You have no medical degree, so you doubtless have not read it. Mayhap if I ask George nicely...
Sir, let us consult the stars and see if they may tell us what ails you.
Ipocondria, secondo me sì.
The spots on your privy member suggest a mild venereal disease. Such pustules can appear so foul in appearance as to induce involuntary upward purging, as is the case here. It's also indicated that you suffer from
Dr. Foreman, did you not hear me? I said nothing of spots being on my yardle. On my word, I know not why folk even bother with doctors. Not now we have books to consult. One thing more, if you please, Dr. Foreman, for I feel I must give ye warning. A great storm is coming. I feel it in my bones, and my bones do always speak true. You would do well to bide indoors.
È tipo la coda di Verne nella Gang del Bosco.
Keep you well, Dr. Foreman.
Lui è palesemente ipocondriaco. La sua spedizione. Se non sbaglio è andata di merdissima. Non semplicemente di merda, ma proprio di merdissima. Se non sbaglio.
Good morrow, Dean Blagg. How
Però sono
fare you
passati
this day?
anni.
Well, Dr. Foreman, I must own that I do not fare well. For my recent investments have left me in a rather vexing financial position.
Verily, that is ill to hear.
Aye, Sir Walter Raleigh's quest for El Dorado failed most woefully.
Secondo me cadeva.
His ships did return with naught but a few sacks of worthless root vegetables. I cannot fathom it. We are Englishmen. We do not eat vegetables. I do wish
Lo
you had
sapevo.
warned me, Foreman.
Indeed, 'tis a pity the stars were not more forthcoming.
Oh, but that is all by the by. For you will be pleased to know that I put my remaining fortune into a new venture so assured of success that I will make all my money back and more.
Assured, you say? How very reassuring.
I have invested in an expedition to intercept a fleet of Spanish ships carrying gold back from the New World. For this expedition, Sir Walter Raleigh will be joined by that famous military genius, Robert Devereux, the Earl of Essex. So success is virtually guaranteed. There is but one small worry, however.
Che hai fatto?
Only one?
Aye. 'Tis that Raleigh and Essex set sail full 2 months past, but there is yet no tidings of them. Such silence is a trifle vexing. Have they yet captured the Spanish treasure ships? Surely no ill has befallen them.
A most vexing mystery indeed. Let us see whether the stars can tell us what has become of this
Vediamo.
expedition.
Noi cosa gli avevamo detto a quell'altro? La gonorrea, sì. Ok. Allora. Mi sembra positivo. Ok. Questa mi sembra la più ovvia, però... Perché alla fine abbiamo detto stronzate a quell'altro. Però boh, diciamogli di Dio.
Wondrous tidings! Your family's fortune is soon to be restored, and you may thank God for it was he that inspired you to invest in such a well-led expedition. Raleigh and Essex have come upon the Spanish treasure fleet, and a violent battle off the coast of Spain is being waged this very hour.
Verily, blessed day! O Heavenly Father, I give thanks unto thee for both thy mercy and thy business savvy.
Bene, quanto mi dai? Spero di non aver fatto minchiate. Vediamo se riusciamo a convincere, cioè a... Allora, 65, forse con un po' di culo. Sperando che sia andata bene.
Pray, come in and take comfort by the fire. The wind is fierce and cold this day.
Did you see him this time, Dr. Foreman? He did it again. He ran off the moment he saw me.
See who, madam?
Your patient, Signor Ferraro.
Ah, verily? Indeed, I was expecting him to come for a consultation this day. But he changed his mind and ran off, you say. Huh, how very mysterious.
Truly, 'tis as if all men are determined to use me ill.
Surely not all men, madam. I, for one, remain most devotedly at your service.
Lecca
Dear lady, I do
culo.
not need to read the stars to see that something grave has befallen you. Pray, tell me what it is.
Yesterday I did meet with Mr. Shakespeare to discourse upon our new play, which is to open this week at the theatre in Shoreditch. But though I was determined not to confront him about the sonnets he wrote about me, 'twas difficult to hide the heaviness I did feel in his company.
I can well imagine, madam.
So then, well, he remarked upon my dark humour. To wit, he said to me, "Emilia, your pretty brow does furrow, so I will kiss it smooth."
And I sense that you did not receive this well?
Indeed, I did not. Forsooth, I was so enraged by this, I reversed my flagon of ale full over his head.
Ah.
Whereon he rose from his stool, declaring I was the most ungrateful and unworthy wench in all of Christendom, and then he flew out of the tavern like a bat from out the gates of hell.
A most vivid image, and no doubt most apt. Men who work in playhouses are prone to indulging in such melodrama, of course. Why so many ladies care for such men in preference of those employed in solid, stable professions, I shall never understand.
And if only that were all. For this morning I saw a bill advertising our play posted on a wall in my street. It bears his name and not mine.
Verily? Surely
Oh.
not. Mayhap there has been some error made.
Nay, Dr. Foreman, 'tis no error, for I rushed to the theatre to see what was amiss, but I was refused admittance. Indeed, the player who came to the door denied all knowledge of my collaboration on the play. Methinks Mr. Shakespeare is exacting his petty vengeance upon me for rejecting his sly suit by denying me credit for my work, and he means to deal with me by pretending I do not exist, as if I were a ghost. Or is it he who has become the ghost? In truth, I am not yet sure how that metaphor should be.
What monstrous perfidy! Pray tell me what I might do to punish this wretched scribbler. Though I am not adept with a sword, I do have a book that instructs in how to command nefarious spirits.
Oh, prithee, sir, I am come not in search of vengeance, but to seek answers. As you know, I have been ill-treated by my husband, and now I am betrayed by Mr. Shakespeare. Pray, read the stars and answer me this, Dr. Foreman. Will I ever be able to trust, even love, a man again?
Madonna, quanto disperata. Ah beh, minchia, non è che ci ho chiesto quale possibilità di scelta. Ok, confuso. Va bene. Sì. Vabbè, tanto ho
Your
un'opzione.
question of whether there yet be a man in this world worthy of your trust and affections.
Vediamo cosa si inventa.
I have never seen an arrangement of stars that speaks so clearly.
Verily, then pray tell, what answer does it give?
My dear lady, the answer you seek need not be divined by reading the stars. It may be read in the signs you see before you now. To wit, the answer you seek is right in front of you.
I am afeard I do not follow, Dr. Foreman. 'Tis your feather quill, a half-eaten apple, your desk is a little untidy, and I must confess the symbolism in Flemish still life painting has always quite confounded me. Take a skull, for instance. What sense does a skull make alongside a bowl
Dai che ci è arrivato.
below? 'Tis clear to me now, your face was always hid in shadow, but 'tis you, Mr. Foreman. You are the man who has been prowling me these last months.
Dearest, loveliest Amelia, allow me to profess to you my undying admiration for your charms, which are not insignificant.
Sì, ma lei la prendeva
You,
malissimo.
Dr. Foreman. Fie, you of all men to betray me thus. But 'tis true.
No.
I now see the answer. For I know now never again to
Ah, no,
trust
sì,
a man to guide me. Henceforth, I shall write under my own name, and when there are decisions to be made, I shall take my own counsel and make my own judgments. By the by, methinks I do at last understand that prediction you made for me some years ago, Dr. Foreman. The one about how belief is required if I am to succeed. 'Tis a belief I must hold not in the inevitability of my own personal success, but of the successes of the women who will come after me. Farewell, Dr. Foreman, and clean your desk. Verily, 'tis quite disgusting.
Non ho capito se è andata bene o male. Male. Niente. Ma lui è nuovo.
Good day to you, young sir, and well met. You are Lancelot Moore of Middlesex, are you not? What an honour it is to welcome a son of the great house of Moore to my humble consulting chambers.
'Tis indeed I, Lancelot Moore. I will own it. But hear this. My family is ignorant of my designs in coming here, and I wish them to remain so. Which is why I come to you, Mr. Foreman, for methinks you are not such a man who would ever find himself in the company of a family such as ours.
Ah, well, you may count upon my discretion, Mr. Moore. And what is the matter that brings you this day?
'Tis that my family wish me to marry my wretched cousin Barbara.
And I take it you would not wish to comply.
Nay, I verily would not. Cousin Barbara is a vile little minx. She loves nothing more than to sport with me and play cruel japes. Last Christmas, she even hid a dead mouse in my mince pie.
The lady does seem most spirited.
The lady? Oh, pish! Cousin Barbara is hardly a lady, for she is not 14 years of age. It is most unnatural to ask a grown man to wed a child.
Indeed it is. 'Tis my belief that in these enlightened times we should consider...
Verily, Barbara be damned. My heart belongs to a true woman, not a freckled, scrawny slip of a girl. A full-blossomed woman.
A woman, you say?
Aye, Marion, my other cousin.
I see.
È tutto in famiglia, ragazzo.
So beguiling are her shapely charms. Oh, to lie, if not to die, in Marion's arms. So soft her lips, So sweet her face, oh, how I yearn for her embrace. In me she hath such passion stirred, a fever rises in my... But nay, I pray for death, and would be martyred if from her I be thus parted.
Gesù.
And so you see, you must help me forestall this wretched marriage, so that I might wed my sweet cousin Marion.
Cosa cazzo vuoi che
Foreman?
faccia?
Mr. Foreman?
Yes, indeed. Let us see what the stars advise. How might Mr. Moore avoid this marriage to his cousin Barbara?
Io come cazzo? Allora. Oh, ci sta, eh. No. Non mi convince.
Yes. The
Mi
stars
sembra
suggest
giusto.
the most excellent remedy for your problem.
Then out with it,
Eccellente.
Sirrah.
Allora.
What is it?
You are advised to spread a rumor that your cousin Barbara is not the maiden your family believe her to be. Indeed, the stars indicate that she may even be with child.
God's breakfast! What an excellent plan. Indeed, not only would I be saved from this marriage, befouling cousin Barbara's reputation would serve as a fitting punishment for her wicked japes. I thank you, Foreman. You have been most helpful.
No, troppo forte. Ok, lo incontriamo altre 6 volte. Aspetta, voglio vedere un attimo. Con lei... Altre 3. Altre 3. Un altro. Per febbraio abbiamo finito. Alcuni li abbiamo appena incontrati. Minchia, ma lei ce ne sono 1000. Ah, ne abbiamo un altro anche per lei. Sono passati anni dall'inizio del gioco. Ma quando siamo arrivati al 97? Vabbè.
Hear ye, hear ye. Spanish Armada nears English coast. Nation prepares for invasion whilst Queen searches for missing navy. Hear ye.
Brutto.
Wench, be sure to marry, lest ye be branded a witch. If Mary sees you keeping cats against you, she will snitch. Beware of Mistress Mary Page, she is a nosy fa. La 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 la.
Blessed even, Dr. Foreman.
Bella.
Mistress Payne, what brings you in such weather? 'Tis most dangerous to be about in it.
Oh, it takes more than a little wind and rain to forestall me from doing the Lord's work. Besides, foul weather is naught but God's righteous vengeance upon London for the sinful debauchery of its inhabitants.
Verily? Then I dread to think what northerners get up to of an evening.
Pray heed me carefully, Dr. Foreman, for 'tis on a most pressing matter that I am come. Doubtless you have heard the news. The Spanish Armada does sail once again towards England's shores. It seems this latest Armada was most unexpected.
Well, as 'tis oft said, no one expects the Spanish Armada.
'Tis very grave.
Non era
this
l'Inquisizione.
time, for I
No,
have
sì,
heard
giusto.
tell that our own
Perdonatemi, è
warships have
giusto.
gone away at
Sono un
sea,
idiota.
and with our coasts
Ho
undefended,
sonno.
a Catholic horde may soon be sailing up the Thames to slay us all.
Aye, our situation is most grave indeed. But what would you have me tell you, Mistress Payne?
I wish to know whether the English fleet will arrive home in time to defend our shores, or might we ordinary folk be compelled to take up arms to defend ourselves? Dr. Foreman, are you ready to beat off the Catholics, come what may?
Am I ready to beat off the... Prithee, madam, let us pray the need never arises. perchance the stars will offer us some reassurance. Will the Royal Naval Fleet return home in time to defend England from the Spanish Armada?
Ma sì, vediamo un attimo. Allora. Sbagliato. Niente di positivo. Qui. Ma io non lo so. Secondo me no.
Madam, 'tis unclear as to whether the Royal Fleet will return before the Spanish Armada makes land. Even then, can we be sure that England's elites are true patriots?
Comincia a sentirlo un po' pesante il gioco,
Catholic invaders. Indeed, there be many an English Catholic nobleman who would welcome such an invasion. For if the King of Spain were to defeat us, he would have England return to Catholic rule.
Doubtless they would. Indeed, I have oft thought as much.
The stars advise you to go forth and rally your friends and neighbours. 'Tis ordinary folk who must take up arms and defeat the Spanish scourge.
You speak true, sir. I will go at once to home and arouse the men of Fore Street. Mark me, Dr. Foreman. England shall take back control of our seas and defend our borders. We shall beat off the Spaniards till they come no more.
Bene. Andata a puttane. Niente, abbiamo dato il consiglio sbagliato all'ancillotto. Semplicemente il discorso è: ho fatto una cagata, ho mandato a puttane la mia famiglia e si è abbassato questa, che è la cosa più importante. Bene, ne stiamo vedendo altro. Cazzo, ne mancano ancora 3. Gesù. Io non so se ero vivo al fine alla fine, ve lo giuro.
Take care, for say, did you hear what the Countess says about peace? They corrupt your humors and cause cancer tumors, so doubtless they're causing your goddess disease.
Allora, tu chi cazzo è? Nicolas Mag, dove sei? Oh, è il penultimo. Cioè, comportiamoci bene.
Good morrow, Mr. Mugg. Back again so soon. And yet your red spots do seem to have faded.
Aye, those spots were naught but the work of fleas. My wife did beat the rugs and banish the dogs from the house. She'll be beating and banishing me next if she has her way.
Well, I am glad to hear you are faring better. What brings you this day?
I have a humoral imbalance and need treating for it.
A humoral imbalance, you say? Well, 'tis true that an imbalance of humours can affect a man's mood. For instance, an excess of black bile, which is a cold, dry humour, can provoke feelings of melancholy, whereas yellow bile
is hot and dry. I thank ye for the explanation, Dr. Foreman, but I did learn all about humours when I took supper with my friend, Mistress Ollingworth. She has a humoral imbalance and takes medicine for it. Hence, I am come this day for medicine to treat my own imbalance.
I see. And what mental symptoms are you experiencing? Any unusual or troubling feelings?
Aye, very troubling. Why, I find myself a-fretting and a-pacing all the day long. Even my wife has remarked upon it.
Anxiety and agitation. Pray tell, did these feelings begin before or after you spoke with your friend, Mistress Ollingworth?
Let me see now. After, methinks. Aye, after. Why? Does that matter?
Yes, quite possibly. But let us see what these stars do have to say. What humoral imbalance does ail my querent, Nicholas Mugg?
Di nuovo ipocondria? Boh, ci può stare.
Have you a diagnosis yet? This day I am to dine with Mistress Ollingworth, and I wish to tell her all about it.
Ha un suo senso a livello psicologico.
You have an
Cerco di
imbalance
farlo
of
con un
phlegm in your
minimo di
bowels.
logica.
Not only does this cause constipation, it does also provoke a condition of the mind called retention of the anus. With retention of the anus, the sufferer is prone to fixation and obsession. Is there, perchance, a particular subject upon which you think you may fixate or obsess? Prithee, sir, take your time to think.
Nay, I cannot say as I do fixate or obsess over anything. Methinks your diagnosis must be wrong.
Oh, well, it was worth a try.
Aye, well, doubtless you will have better luck with the stars next time, eh? Good day, Dr. Foreman.
Ah, così? Eleganza? Guarda come crolla. 5. Poteva andare peggio.